Good morning. May I request the Director, Professor Kumar Kakani, Professor Mohit Goswami, Chairperson Admissions, Dr. Harindra Tripathi, CAO, and Professor Dhananjay Bapat, Chairperson ePGP, to kindly occupy the dais. And I would like to welcome and congratulate all the ePGP participants who has joined online. And we invite you to be part of the IIM Raipur family. I welcome the faculty members, staff, as well as the dignitaries on stage, as well as the dignitaries who has joined online. We would now like to start the proceedings with an invocation to the divine. Let us take the esteemed privilege of welcoming Professor Kumar Kakani, Professor Mohit Goswami, and Dr. Harindra Tripathi, Professor Dhananjay Bapat, to light the lamp. And along with that, I welcome our chief guest, Professor Ravi Kumar, who is a retired professor from IIM Bangalore, and Shri Sumit from Nulearn Technologies, to kindly witness the event since they cannot join on stage. I also request. May I request Professor Kumar Kakani to welcome Professor Ravi Kumar and Shri Sumit from Nulearn on virtual basis. So we cannot hand them over a bouquet. So
Professor Ravi Kumar, are you there? May I get a chance to see you, Professor Ravi Kumar? IIM Bangalore. Okay. Professor Sumit Gupta, are you there? Acha, acha. Yeah, yeah.
Hello. Sir, can you be there on the screen, sir, please? Are you there? Okay, he's there on the screen, sir. But
So-
I think here.
Ask him to just give a shout. Na?
Sir, can you give a shout, sir?
Or put his spotlight.
Sir, he can listen, sir.
Okay, thank
Okay.
Am I loud and clear?
So may I request?
So nice to see you, Professor Ravi Kumar.
Thank
We
you.
look forward to honoring you in our campus also.
Thank you.
May I now request Professor Dhananjay Bapat to welcome Director with a bouquet. I request Professor Akhilesh to welcome Professor Mohit Goswami, Chairperson Admissions, with a book. May I request Professor Shantanu to welcome Professor Dhananjay Bapat, Chairperson, ePGP, with a bouquet. I request Professor Dhananjay Bapat to welcome CAO Harindra Tripathi ji with a bouquet. Now I request Professor Mohit Goswami, who is the Chairperson of Admissions, to share the student profile.
Guest of honor, Professor Ravi Kumar, Director IIM Raipur, Professor Kakani, Chairperson ePGP, Professor Dhananjay Bapat, CEO Colonel Tripathi, Sumit ji here from Nulearn, and students of the incoming ePGP Batch 3. Good morning to all of you. We are quickly going to walk you through the incoming batch profile of the third batch of ePGP. As far as the experience is concerned, we have an average work experience of around 177 months. That's close to around 15 years. From a gender diversity perspective, around 19% of the batch is composed of female, wherein 199 males and 43 females, such that the total intake, total batch strength is, total cohort strength is 242. In terms of the disciplines represented, the top 3 disciplines that is being represented here is engineering, technology, computer science, IT, and sciences. From the different organizational domains, the top 5 organizational domains that is being represented here is information technology, engineering and industrial, banking, financial services, consulting. We have an average age of around 37 to 38 years as far as this batch is concerned. The top 5 state that is represented in this particular cohort is Karnataka, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, and Telangana. And we also have representation from United Arab Emirates, Kenya, Singapore, United Kingdom, and United States of America. All right, thanks a lot. And that is about the incoming batch that we have here. Thank you.
Namaskar to everyone. I hope I am audible loud and clear. This is a proud occasion for all of us, and it's a great honor for entire Nulearn team, starting from the admission to the counseling, the marketing team, the support team to be associated with IIM Raipur for the consecutive third batch of ePGP. Um, 2020, the year many students would have waited for several for the reasons. For some, it was to do with their graduation. For some, it was to do with their passing out of the school. For some, it was the plunge into the higher education. I'm sure you also had some plans in 2020. But as we entered March, it started looking uncertain on every front, be it economy, hospitality, education, for that matter, any sector across the globe. Um, Last 2 years, we witnessed a sudden change in the teaching methodology as a whole. Then the online mode, which was seen as the addition to the classroom teaching for the students, who wanted to study at their own pace, took the center stage. And we have witnessed at Nulearn, we were doing short duration and long duration programs earlier. In 2020, this was the first time when we partnered with one of the prestigious institute of the country for a ePGP program, which is a 2-year continuous journey. When we say 2 years, it is actually not easy from a perspective of a working professional, managing the work-life balance, their families, their work schedules, their traveling. So there are a lot of challenges there. But I'm sure when we met. When I met them in November during their campus immersion for the second time for the first batch when they came in, the experience, what I came to know that the first few months was a roller coaster ride for them, but then lately, they were able to cope up with the time schedules and they have completed the program quite successfully. With respect to Nulearn, we have our own in-house learning management system. Throughout the program, the Nulearn team will be assisting you with the online classes, the material which is going to be provided by the institute, whatever the high quality course material is going to be there, the course calendars, all the alerts or assignments that you will be getting from the institute. So we basically try to bridge the gap between the institute and the students. Our ePGP support team will be available round the clock to assist you in this journey. And I hope your journey with IIM Raipur and Nulearn will be transformational. I will meet you in person when you come to the campus in summers. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you so much for taking out time and coming here for the inauguration.
Thanks, Shri Sumit ji, for sharing your perspectives. May I now invite on stage Professor Dhananjay Bapat, Chairperson ePGP, for introducing the program. He was with NIBM Pune and has worked with leading corporates such as Amul before joining IIM Raipur. He is with IIM Raipur for the past 5 years. Welcome, sir.
Eminent faculty, Professor Kumar Kakani, Director of the Institute, IIM Raipur, Shri Sumit from Nulearn, our technology partner, faculty colleagues and staff, ePGP batch, 3 students who are joined this on online basis, ePGP students from batch 1 and batch 2 who are there right now attending this program on YouTube. Swagatam, Shubha Swagatam, Atha Swagatam, Shubha Swagatam, Ananda Mangala Mangalam, Nitya Priyam, Bharata, Bharatam, Nitya Priyam, IIM Raipur, Samruddha. Dear students, I welcome you to this program at a time when you have joined this program with new hopes, with new expectations. I know, we know that you have strong intention to contribute, and we expect you to contribute by becoming a positive change agent. The journey of this program will have implication at least for next 2 years when you are associated with the program, and thereafter as well when you are part of the alumni. I'm pleased to inform that last 2 days, yesterday and today, we are celebrating Memoria, that is homecoming from alumni. So at that time, we would also like to and happy to see you here. IIM Raipur is now integral part of your life, and I'm sure you are going to benefit from it. In this endeavor, your efforts are praiseworthy. Why praiseworthy? Because you manage your workplace, you manage your family, and now you have added this third dimension of joining this program of learning, that is Executive MBA from Institute of National Importance, IIM Raipur. You have taken a bold step. The challenge for your life, and we are confident that you will sail through your efforts, through your dedication and discipline. Maybe I would also like to recite something in Hindi, like "Man chahi manzil mile ya na mile, man chahi manzil mile ya na mile, वो तो वक्त की बात है, पर हम कोशिश ना करें, ये तो गलत बात." So thanks that आपने कोशिश की है. You have put efforts. We congratulate you. It is about your investment in learning. It is about sowing seeds of knowledge. It is about learning from faculty from diverse areas here, which we have areas such as economic and public policy, finance and accounting, human resources and organization behavior, humanities and liberal arts, information technology and systems, marketing management, operations and quantitative methods, and strategic management. It is about your association with the curriculum, which will run through 7 terms. First 3 terms will be the core courses, where you will be exposed to all these areas. Term number 4 will be advanced core courses, and term number 5 and term number 6 will give you an opportunity to immerse yourself into your area of interest. It is about immersing in pedagogy of intense discussions with a theoretical framework, with the practical applications, class participation, situation analysis, discussion on contemporary topics related to the subject, case discussion, event studies, situation analysis, problem solving, critical thinking, individual assignments, group assignments, and much more. It is about participating in the campus immersion when you will get an opportunity to enjoy the campus life and interact with your classmates on an offline basis. Interact with the faculty, join in the classrooms, join in the cultural programs, participate in sports activities. In the parts, campus immersion also included offline exams, mini dissertation, and corporate events, including the panel discussions. I feel there are stories and which inspires me. There is a story of a student who is from ePGP batch 1, and it's a very interesting story. He came with a very modest background and studied from the area of Chhattisgarh. He felt that there are job opportunities. He moved to Bangalore, and he landed in Bangalore. He was not aware where he will land in a job. So he contacted the postmaster, and he said that where the jobs are available, and he could land into a job. Thereafter, his journey continued. He went to United States of America. He's part of our program. He came to India, and he took a time to come here in his campus with his mother. So here, I would also like to thank not only you, but your family members as well. The program is oriented towards building leadership. And likewise, I'm sure there are many stories which inspires us. It is about leadership, and how the leadership, it is through knowing oneself and managing oneself. I would request you to hone your leadership skills by supporting the class representatives, by actively participating in the class, in joining in various institute initiatives, supporting and actively participating in various committees which we have, like admissions like media committee, on-campus committee, entrepreneurship committee, and corporate outreach committee. Dear students, here you are going to wear a cap of a student. I know you are already wearing a corporate cap. So here, I would just like to mention here that we want to be happy in our life. And here, you are here through a knowledge, you want to be happy. So there is an interesting Sanskrit slok that is Vidya Vinayam Dadati, Vinayat Patratam Yati, Patratvat Dhanam Apnoti, Dhanat Dharma Tatah Sukham. That means if you want to have a knowledge, if you want to have a curiosity, that will lead to a kind of a humility. Generally, a knowledge leads to ego. So please be cautious about that. That knowledge, higher knowledge, should lead to a humility, should lead to humbleness. And if you can achieve, if you can get true knowledge, then that will lead to eligibility. That will lead to patrata. And that patrata will give you the true wealth. And that true wealth will result into happiness, will result into constant joy that we are into this life as an elevated human life. With this, I'm pleased to end my talk, and I welcome you here for a great and interesting, wonderful program of ePGP Batch 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bapat sir, for the motivational words. Now, next, moving to the introduction of the faculty members, I take the pleasure to call Professor Rashmi Shukla from the area of economics and public policy to introduce the faculty members.
Very warm good morning to one and all. I warmly welcome our director sir here, Professor Kumar Kakani, and our guest of honor, Professor Ravi Kumar from IIM Bangalore, and our CEO sir, Colonel Dr. Tripathi, Professor Bapat, Chairperson ePGP, Professor Goswami, Chairperson Admissions, and Shri Sumit from Nulearn, other dignitaries and esteemed colleagues present online and present right here. I warmly welcome you one and all. I heartily congratulate our ePGP Batch 3 participants and myself, Dr. Rashmi Shukla. I am the area chair for economics and public policy area. And on behalf of my area and my colleagues, I again warmly welcome the entire ePGP Batch 3. And we look forward from the area to contribute our best in your journey of IIM Raipur. So we have in our area Professor Ashapurna Barua. Okay, so again, her teaching and research interests are inclined towards gender and labor, employment, rural development, developmental economics. Okay, and we have in our area Professor Jitin, whose teaching and research interests are towards economic growth, emerging economies, and international business. We in our area have Professor Ketan P. Reddy, whose teaching and research interests are inclined towards international economics, technology, innovation and farm survival, and economic growth. We have Professor Mohammad Shadab Danish, whose teaching and research interests are linked with economics of innovation and technology policy, sustainable innovation and intellectual property rights, microeconomics. We have in our area Professor Pradumna Das, whose teaching and research interests are inclined towards macroeconomics, monetary economics, applied econometrics. Myself, whose research and teaching interests are inclined towards economic growth, emerging economies, and international business. And with this, I would like to once again, warmly welcome and congratulate to you being a part of our IIM Raipur, and this is a lifelong association. We look forward to contribute towards your active learning. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rashmi ma'am. Now I would like to take the privilege to invite Professor Rajesh Pathak from Finance and Accounting area.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this inaugural event of the third batch of ePGP. I'll quickly introduce you to the members in our area. We have total 7 members in the area of finance and accounting. Finance and accounting is the area which starts meeting you from term 2. We don't have a course in term 1. And we have 7 members. Professor M. Kannadasan, who is the senior most member into the area. His teaching interest is largely into the area of accounting, financial markets and institution, and fixed income securities. And besides that, he also teaches courses on behavioral finance, emerging financial markets, corporate finance, and his research interests are also connected to these areas. We are privileged to have our leadership are directed into our area. Our director sir is fond of teaching courses on accounting and corporate finance. Besides this, of course, he teaches courses on business leadership, financial management, strategic management, corporate governance, and his research interest also are into those areas. We have Professor Ranjan Das Gupta. Professor Ranjan Das Gupta has his teaching and research interest into the area of accounting. He also works on ESG and impact investing, corporate governance, and behavioral finance. These are the area that he teaches and does research into. We have Professor Praneeth Kumar Roy, whose teaching and research interests are his teaching largely is into the area of corporate finance, financial markets and institution, financial risk management. He also does research on areas such as developing credit score models and credit rating models towards sustainable lending, corporate finance and credit risk management, application of fintech in banking and financial institutions. We have Professor Rajesh SP with us, whose teaching and research interests are into the area of accounting, corporate finance, taxation, capital markets, corporate disclosures. He's well versed with accounting standards, governance, and auditing. And of course, he also looks into policy issues connected with financial services. This is me, whose teaching interest is largely into financial reporting analysis. Financial derivatives is the area where my PhD is, and I teach into those areas. Corporate finance is something that I have been teaching for quite long. Market microstructure, price discovery, earnings management practices, and corporate cash holding are the areas where I engage into research work mostly. We have Professor Yogesh Chauhan with us. Professor Yogesh's teaching interest is largely into the valuation, mergers and acquisition, corporate finance, corporate governance, insider trading, and emerging market finance are things on which he has published immensely, and that's where his research interest lies. So that's all from our area. Thank you very much. I once again warmly welcome you to this ePGP program batch 3. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Rajesh. Now, from the area of human resource and organizational behavior, I would like to invite Professor Ritu Gupta to introduce the faculty members.
Good morning, everyone, on a Sunday. And first of all, congratulations, everybody, and I welcome you all to the Batch 3 ePGP program inaugural. To introduce my area, we begin with Professor Anubha Dadich. She is one of the senior professors in our area who does research in ethics, leadership, culture, capacity building, organizational development, and change management. You'll be meeting most of our area members post term 2 and not early on, not before that. So one of the most polite professors, one of the most polite persons I've ever met, Professor Damini Saini, leadership, again, interest area for her with ethics and values and management and positive psychology. You know, you should never say anything bad about your bosses. And this one's mine, right? Professor Kamal, he is the Dean of IIM Raipur, Academics Dean. And his research area is into knowledge sharing, knowledge leadership, negotiation, and instructional psychology. That's Professor Sunita. One sec. I'm getting some message over here, an error probably, on my screen at least. Okay, that's Professor Sunita for you. She's recently joined us, and her teaching research interests include negative capability, leadership, and slowing down. And I hope she does not slow you down, right? And that's Professor Pankaj for you. Again, his research interest areas include job burnout, work engagement, and entrepreneurship. And that's me, the last one from the area, I guess, doing research in personality, retirement planning, and cross-cultural studies. And with this, I'll leave you for the day and wish you all the very best for all that's coming along. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ritu, for introducing your faculty members. Now I take the honor to call Professor Archana Prashad from the area of humanities and liberal arts.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, other dignitaries who've joined online, students of ePGP, and my faculty at IIM Raipur. I'm presenting on behalf of Professor Mrinal Chawda, who is our area chair. So we are two in this area, humanities and liberal arts. So I'm Professor Archana Parashar, and my teaching and research interest areas align with business communication, interpersonal skills, travel writings, Dalit writings, and of course, English literature. We have Professor Mrinal Chawda, and he has research interests aligned to business communication, theater and drama, Gandhi and Ambedkar writings. And we will be taking your course in term 2. I wish you all the best for joining the program, and I congratulate the chairperson for the inauguration ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Archana ma'am. Now I would like to call Professor Shaurya Joy D. ma'am from the area chair IT and systems.
Welcome all of you, the ePGP Batch 3 to this inaugural program. So I'm going to introduce the IT and systems area. So we are four in this area. Professor Jitesh, his teaching and research interest includes management information systems, blockchain technology, social network analysis, research methods in information systems, psychological and sociological aspects of ICT, social media, fake news, cyber loafing, e-government, and blockchain technology, hate speech, and e-business. Then coming to Professor Manojit Chattopadhyay, his teaching and research interest includes again management information systems, data visualization, digital strategy for business, artificial intelligence in business, enterprise resource planning, business data analytics uses in management, application of AI and blockchain, AI-based models in business decision making, strategic information visualization in digital economy, data privacy and policy mining, and visual clustering, social network analysis. So this is me. So this is my teaching and research. So teaching interest includes spreadsheet modeling, management information systems, cybersecurity and privacy for managers, digital transformation, and my research interest includes data protection, privacy, and cybersecurity. We also have Professor Sumit Gupta. His teaching and research interest includes management information systems, business analytics using data mining, business models for e-commerce, electronic governance, e-commerce, and business analytics. So in term 1, in the previous batches, I'm going to take your course on spreadsheet modeling, and later on other faculty members are going to take your courses from term 3 onwards. Thank you so much, and many congratulations for you for joining this program.
Thank you, Shaurya ma'am. Now I take the opportunity to call Professor Indra from the area of marketing management.
Hello and good morning everyone, and very welcome to this program. So I'm presenting the members of the area marketing management on behalf of our area chair, who is Professor Arunima Shah. So the first and foremost on our area chair is Professor Arunima Shah. Her teaching and research interests include digital marketing, social media marketing, marketing management, e-commerce, ICTs, multi-channel retail, and online consumer behavior. Then we have Professor Daniel Inbaraj, and his interests include cause-related marketing, social marketing, and ethical consumption. Professor Dhananjay Bapat, who is also the chairperson of our ePGP program, and his interests are digital banking and financial services marketing and brand management. Both Professor Daniel and Professor Dhananjay will be teaching you the course of the marketing management one, which will be there in the first term for you. Next, our PGP chairperson is Professor Jagruk Dara, and his research and teaching interests include pricing, brand management, buying behavior, and real estate. Professor Himanshu Sekhar Srivastav, specialization in services marketing, and his other research interests are customer behavior and consumer intention. This is myself, Professor Indira Indibara, and my teaching and research interests include consumer behavior, consumer culture theory, marketing management, and marketing research. Professor Sanjeev Farasar is one of the senior most professors in our institute, and his research interests are buying behavior, rural marketing, international marketing, shopping behavior, online purchase behavior, and mall selection and celebrity endorsement. And finally, Professor Sushant Kumar, and his research interests include consumer behavior, life course studies, sustainability, and tourism and industrial marketing. So we are one of the biggest areas at IIM Raipur. And among us, we also have Professor S. Ram Kumar, who has recently joined us as an adjunct faculty in our area. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to call upon Professor Ram Kumar M from the Area Chair Operations and Quantitative Methods.
Good morning to you all. On behalf of Operations and Quantitative Methods, I warmly welcome you all for the inaugural ceremony. So as far as our area is concerned, we are the largest area with 11 faculty members. So 7 faculty members are focusing on operations management and 4 faculty members are focusing on the quantitative methods. So now let me introduce all my area members one by one. First one is Professor Anand Kumar. So he recently joined IIM Raipur. Previously, he was with IIM Kolkata. As far as his teaching and research interests are concerned, so he is concentrating on game theory, optimization, logistics, network design, and signaling in supply chain. Professor Akhilesh Kumar. So he also recently joined IIM Raipur. Previously, he was with IIT Kharagpur Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering. So he brings wide industrial experience as well. So as far as his teaching and research interests are concerned, it lies in data science, business analytics, supply chain modeling, predictive maintenance, and industry 4.0. Professor Bhavna Priya, her teaching and research includes inventory management, supply chain finance, analytical modeling, supply chain coordination, and return policy. Professor Jigyashu Gaur, so his research and teaching interest includes closed loop supply chain, circular economy, supply chain configuration, consumer behavior for reconstructed products. Professor Gopal Kumar, so as far as his research and teaching interests are concerned, it includes supply chain management, green and sustainable collaboration, and big data in supply chain. Professor Ram Kumar, myself. So my research interest includes supply chain management, sustainability, humanitarian logistics, and technology management. So I will be teaching operations management 1 in term 1. Professor Mohit Goswami. So he brings wide industry experience. So, and he is one among the high prolific researcher, and he used to publish a lot. And as far as his research interests are concerned, it includes new product introduction, product line design, supply chain modeling, sustainability in value chain. As far as Professor Mohit Goswami is concerned, he completes his PhD within 2.5 years, which is one among the rare cases in operations management. Professor R.K. Jana, so he is our student affairs chairperson. So he also published a lot, and his research interest includes optimization, artificial intelligence, and stochastic programming. Professor Shalab Singh, he will be teaching business statistics in Tram 1. So he is our current accreditation chair, and as far as his research interests are concerned, it includes multi-choice programming and multi-criteria decision analysis. Professor Raju A, so he recently joined our area, and he will be teaching operations management 1 in Tram 1. So his research interests include sustainable supply chain management, systems thinking and modeling, circular economy, agribusiness management, and waste management. Professor Parikshit Charan, so he is the senior most faculty in our area. So he is associated with IIM Raipur for around 9 years. So as far as his research interests are concerned, it includes supply chain management, operation strategy, sustainable operations. As far as Professor Parikshit Charan is concerned, he is one among the most celebrated teachers in our area. His elective supply chain management is one among the highly subscribed one among the PGP students. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Professor Ram, for the beautiful introduction. Now, last but not the least, but I cordially invite Professor Samar Singh to Area Chair Strategic Management.
Good morning, everybody. I extend a warm welcome to all of you for joining this ePGP Batch 3. Let me get on with introduction of the faculty members of Strategic Management area. We have with us Professor Navneet Bhatnagar, whose teaching and research interests are service innovation, new venture creation in family business, next generation leadership development, and courses associated with values, ethics, and philanthropy. And next in line, that's me, Samar Singh. My research interests are strategy as practice, innovation, family businesses, group relations, and an approach to leadership dealing with psychodynamic approaches. We have with us Professor Satya Siva Das, whose teaching and research interests are strategic management in public sector enterprise, knowledge and innovation, globalization and international business, and competitive strategy. Then we have Professor Sandeep. His teaching and research interests are in international business, strategy for emerging markets, economic geography, and micro foundations of strategy. Then we have Professor Shantanu Bhadra, whose teaching and research interests are in corporate sustainability, corporate governance, and family business. The first time we'll meet would be in term 3, starting with SM1 course. Thank you.
I thank all the area chairs for introducing the faculty members. And now I invite Colonel Dr. Harindra Tripathi, who is the Chief Administrative Officer, IIM Raipur, to guide us. Sir, please.
Respected Professor Ravi, Honorable Director Professor Kakani, Course Chair Professor Bapat, and all faculty members, respected faculty members. I'm standing here as Chief Administrative Officer of IIM Raipur. My interaction with the ePGP group would be only once they are coming for the immersion program. And we have already seen the people coming and staying with us. We have made their stay as comfortable as possible. The difference between PGP and ePGP would be, to my mind, is that they are coming from industry. They have wide experience, and the classrooms, the most of the time, would be the mutual interaction, which they can share with each other, because every industry is different. That is what I understand. Because I come from an industry where profit and loss is not the aim. Aim is life or death. So my industry, where I have put in 35 years, is different. What I feel in ePGP is that they come from different strata of industry, they can interact, and the case studies would be more beneficiary for them. You are coming at a time when the institute is in a very different mode. Our present director has got a vision and mission in his mind. There's so many things happening in the institute. When you can contribute, like he started the case depository, he's planning to have a journal of our own. So I'm very sure with the experience of industry, they are coming to campus and their interaction with our faculty would be a very, very big help for the vision which our director has in his mind. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And it is indeed a matter of esteemed pride for all of us that IIM Raipur is a pioneer in executive MBA education, especially in the blended mode. We are celebrating the 30th birthday of the institute, and our flagship program is in the 12th batch. Our FPM is in 11th, and we are currently ranked 14th in the NIRF. We have also started Gyan Varsha series by inviting eminent personalities. It kind of introduces as well as highlight our institute among industry as well as management in the management education. And all this is a result of the collective commitment, sheer dedication, and relentless effort of our director, Dean External, Dean Academics, faculty members, and staff, and of course the students. Our director, Professor Kumar Kakani, has contributed significantly towards the recent changes that we are seeing in the institute. He is a fellow from IIM Kolkata, previously worked with reputed institutes like IIM Kozhikode, Labasna, and so on. Now I may invite Professor Kumar Kakani for the director's address.
Respected panel members out there, especially Chairperson Professor Dhananjay Bapat, Colonel Harindra Tripathi, Chairperson Admissions Professor Mohit Goswami, and of course Colonel Harindra Tripathi is our Chief Administrative Officer, and we have about 25 odd faculty members as well present here. Maybe they are not visible to you out there, but they are present, and they possibly are also part and parcel of this welcoming you. There is no doubt that apart from them, there is this ePGP office staff members, especially led by Ms. Madhu, Dr. Madhu, which essentially ensures that things go as seamless as feasible. So we all take this opportunity to welcome you. And of course, when I say we, it includes our technology partners, Nulearn as well. And in that sense, I take this opportunity to welcome you. And I'd also kind of say that, you see, Professor Ravi Kumar, many of you may not be aware of his contribution, but there is a, you can say, fantastic article on his defining what is management, which essentially was, you can say, which I can say that it was something which was a game changer during the 90s when he wrote that piece of article, and wherein he also hinted on aspects such as executive PGP program as well. Now, When it comes to each one of you, I welcome you all. And I also would love to share a little bit of more information out there. We've got people within India from 22 states. And of course, the union territories are not included there. And I'm sure the list will only grow. We have the student community from 6 countries, including India. And I'm sure all of this means you have been there, done that, and in terms of the diversity that you bring to the table. You see, one of the ingredients which ensures we learn is, especially in a management program, is diversity. And this diversity should be richly kind of, you can say, in some sense, cherished. And one should find possible ways and means in which we can make use of it. Now, let me kind of go through a little bit of what in my understanding happens when you, having had an academic experience of being chairperson of these virtual learning programs that are there and blended learning programs that are there for over 5 to 6 years. Let me also share a little bit of what happens out there when you are a student. And I'm sure some of you might be having the pangs of it as well. The first end question, why ePGP? So I'm sure most of you would be aware that it does not lead to change in career the way a fresh MBA student might kind of have a jump in, let's say, the erstwhile job, which might be purely technical, to something else, which is like selling of soaps or doing banking business. But it does help in career enhancement. I'm sure, let this be very clear to each one of you, in case someone thinks this would lead to complete change in their vertical or area. I would say expectation resetting, it would be really helpful out there. That's something which I would honestly request each one of you to have. While we kind of, that doesn't mean that ePGP won't teach you much. No, I'm sure it will be, that we will do as best as feasible. But as a product, I do observe in the past, there is that 0.5 to 0.4% which joins the program, hoping that they'd have a, you can say, a career, this or that, let's say, from, let's say, purely software coding, they'll jump into investment banking, hardcore abroad. May happen, but I would say chances, one should be very, very practical about it. So that's something which I'd like to kind of make you aware of. You may feel that I'm being a little harsh out there, but the fact is, it is better to kind of know the product and have a complete buy-in, and that's something which I'm trying to say. However, I have myself personally seen people who are doing executive PGP program, or what we can call as EMBA, does result in fair amount of career progress. In my past experience, I have seen there is a career progress. In fact, it does help in enhancing the aspects of pedigree, branding, as well as the learning that comes automatically as part of the organization, as part of this 2.25 years of rigmarole which you would be going through. A fair amount of this learning is through peer learning. And peer learning essentially is a very important component. And while my colleagues, you would possibly would have seen, have fantastic profiles in the last half an hour out there, but you would also have to see on how peer learning happens. Peer learning doesn't happen by copy pasting a certain Google answer. Peer learning does not happen by, let's say, going and saying, I do not have time for it, let me dump it on my group mate. Peer learning does not happen by being a free rider in a certain group, which is what I'm also hinting at. But peer learning does happen when you talk it out with a front person, when you meet them, especially people from the same city could catch up. Or I'm sure these days the technology kind of ensures these geographical boundaries do not remain. Right? I'm also aware that ePGP is taken by people who are aspirational, but because of certain reasons, they had not taken up an MBA program. That is, the realization comes late. And in that sense, I would say it is better to have realization. It is a little late rather than, let's say, having zero work experience and getting into an MBA program. I strongly believe industry experience really helps in enhancing, that is, in appreciating what is management and the dynamics of management that are there. Typically, I'm sure you yourself would have realized when you join a certain, you can say, organization, why can't things be changed like this? Why can't they kind of take out an order, do something like that? We kind of have some very kind of silly things in our mind, and we think that the management actually is unaware or doesn't want to do or is completely kind of inefficient. But the fact remains that there is something known as management. That is, with experience, we understand nuances of aspects which possibly are very, very different out there. There are hard aspects such as technology, finance, economics, etc. And there are some soft aspects such as behavioral science, human resources, and organization systems processes that are there. And I'm sure all of this would matter a lot. The point is, you come at the right time because you essentially are bringing in the aspiration factor. With aspiration factor, you're also bringing in a certain amount of industry experience, which many of our, what I call as fresh graduates who join our MBA student, may not be having, or very difficult to imagine that they will be able to have that width of thought process to accept it. In fact, many of them, you would agree, who are freshers, I'm talking of fresh guys with zero experience, may not even have visited a bank also. And whereas what it conveys is, when you join with an average age of 15 years work experience, right? When you join with an average age of 15 years of work experience, conveys that you have learning agility at your side, which is fantastic. I wish it remains, and I wish that you kind of have much more of that going forward as well. One more point which I want to point out as we kind of talk is, you see, ePGP involves loads of sacrifice, not just by yourself, but by your family members. I hope you have worked it out with your family members, with your near and dear out there. I have seen in my past experience of handling over 5,000 plus ePGP graduates, there are one or two cases of extreme family issues also, which can result in aspects such as separation, etc., as well. I would like to flag this issue because you are buying a product, and buying a product in this case is not just you, but your family as well. Because you would need to give at least 10 hours a week dedicatedly if you want to do well. And in this case, I would request you, in case you have not done, some of you would have not done, I request you possibly sit down over the next 1 week, 10 days, or whatever it is, and work out these things, discuss it loudly with your partner out there, with your family members out there, with your, whoever is your near and dear. It need not be your life partner, it could be your parents, it could be your near and dear, to each one their own. The concept of a typical Shah Rukh Khan family of 2 people, 2 kids, etc. is archaic. It does not exist in real life. It is only in the dreamy world out there. And neither I believe in it. But it is very important that whoever is near and dear to you, you kind of work it out clearly with them. And this near and dear includes your own corporate also. You see, finally, at your corporate office, it would not look good if you have not informed them, or if you think that this is kind of a moonlighting and let me enjoy this journey and that journey as well. Because even a bit of performance downtake, there are reputational risk, and that reputational risk can have even health effects as well. And I request each one of you to please be aware of it. There's no, we would love our, you can say, students and our alumni to have a fantastic life, to have an age of more than 100 years, and to be far, far more bigger than what we are or what I am as on date. And that involves a fair amount of working on aspects such as these. No point in kind of thinking that let me close my eyes and ignore all these factors out there. So friends, I hope the element of sacrifice from various aspects out there is kind of made aware of it. Because you see, when you pay money to any organization, whether it is to IIM Raipur or to any other institute out there, are you buying a product? You are definitely paying a fees. But you see, in the definition of Michel's stakeholder framework that is there, a stakeholder typically needs to have three things: legitimacy, urgency, and power. Power, I'm definitely you have. There is this social media, there is other aspects out there, and I'm sure you do have certain amount of power. Urgency, yes, each one of you is impatient. I'm sure at your age, even I was very impatient to get the next degree, to get my PhD out there. But legitimacy comes only when you are able to meet certain minimum grade requirements, certain assignments. You go through the whole thing patiently for 2.5 years and ensure that you meet those norms. Then only we can call you as a definitive stakeholder. A stakeholder who only has urgency and power is a dangerous stakeholder. Even a terrorist typically who's kind of eyeing a certain country will have urgency, will have power, but he doesn't have any legitimacy. And in that sense, he's a dangerous stakeholder. So please understand the difference. I'm not kind of trying to say that this is invisible. Typically getting into ePGP is like being on the, you can say, platform of a Mumbai local station. In other words, the moment you are there, I'm sure you will automatically get into the train, and before you realize 2.5 years will happen and you will be out with your ePGP graduation as well. However, I feel it is better to kind of make you understand that, look, we will help you out. Definitely, we as a faculty, me, my faculty, my staff members out there will go out of the way to ensure that you kind of enjoy this organization's, you can say, inputs which we give as part of the journey. But I think it's very important that we kind of be aware of it. Now the next aspect comes, fine, you chosen an ePGP out there. Why IIM Raipur? I'm sure each one may have reasons of your own choice for choosing this organization, but let me put in context a few things which we have done in the last, you can say, 1.5 odd years out there to ensure that we kind of tick mark a few boxes which make you far more attractive and which makes the products and services that we offer as far more attractive. Our faculty strength has jumped by over 60% in the last 1 year. And it kind of clearly conveys that we intend to deliver quality, not quantity. Our faculty members come from places, they've left organizations which includes BITS Pilani and IIT Kharagpur, IIM Ahmedabad, XLRA Jamshedpur, you name it, and we seem to have been there, including one person who's recently joined from ISB also a few months back. So what I'm trying to say is we've been there, done that. We do tick mark a few boxes out there. It is not as if we blindly recruited just to, you can say, rake up numbers out there. The next is you may not realize, but we have been also slowly, steadily iterating the course curriculum itself, ensuring that you get far superior outcomes than what possibly would have been feasible, let's say, by your first batch or something like that. To give you a very quick example, the number of electives and elective courses which the first batch would have been eligible for vis-a-vis what your batch is eligible for and will go through would be very, very different. My sense is it will be doubled. That's the way I understand, and I think I'm able to foresee it. The next is essentially, of course, the fact that even our own faculty members, while they are faculty members, and I do understand that for many of you, they are like those pundits wherein you go to them in terms of, I know I myself have been a teacher, trainer, and faculty, so I know that when I do a great course, there are some ePGP students, MBA students who will say, sir, can you even suggest what name should I put to my child? And I'm actually surprised, "Ye kahan se yaar mujhe kya samajhta hai ye aadmi? What does he or she think of?" So for many of you, my faculty members are benchmarks, and I'm sure they'll be rock stars as well. I mean, they definitely will do a great job. But trust me, back there, they are also going through certain amount of faculty development programs, and you can say accreditation requirements that are there to ensure that the final product that they offer to you is far superior. We have gone through, our faculty colleagues have gone through what is adult learning, how do kind of you handle adults on a virtual platform, and aspects such as those. So there are aspects such as those which I think make IIM Raipur far more compelling than what someone else may have had. And I'm sure this is a market wherein you also have choices, we also have choices. But the fact that we possibly have come together it clearly reflects that we do understand what each one is bringing to the table out there. Now, the point is, after all these things, what am I trying to say? I'm also trying to say that, look, you are part of ePGP, you're part of IIM Raipur. Great. But finally, please understand and realize one thing, which I repeatedly say. Your content matters, what goes into your subconscious matters, and I'm sure you will ensure that you'll make use of these 2 years instead of kind of going with a prejudiced mindset that this part is not useful for me, because many things which you may not realize does kind of have its use afterwards through your subconscious mind and through various ways in which you decide and take decisions. And trust me, I'm saying this, I'm the same person who about 10 to 12 years back, I would typically, of course, I've been an MBA product myself, and I would typically still not believe that OBHR would have any value out there. And as on date, I can assure you, as I manage an organization and as I experience various aspects of administration, for me, I think I'd love to do a PhD in OBHR area. Again, if given a chance, given the time out there, because there are a lot of things out there which possibly are far, far more powerful. Let me give you a very simple example. What is the role of a spouse on a leader? Fantastic topic, actually. And trust me, it's a research which I think I've been doing, and of course, I've been doing it for the past 5 to 6 years. But it's a clearly OBHR topic. And it is definitely something which many of you may think this is so kind of those who have that hard wiring of finance, economics, and what's the fun in talking of such ridiculous topics? But the fact remains that I have observed when you have spouses of a certain type, the leader's performance improves drastically. And I have also seen leaders who have trouble, spouses of certain category. I have observed that there are cases wherein even the leader himself goes and does suicide as well. So there, because this is something which I have observed in my past, and because I've been teacher trainer for IAS officers, and often I spend fair amount of time in terms of knowing them far, far more. And I love that profession. Somewhere I think I have a lot of respect for them for what they do, because whatever they do is, to me, sounds more of selfless public service. People like me, when I talk to you, also will gain something out there, but those guys hardly get anything. And in that sense, I love shadowing the community out there. Last, enjoy this journey, enjoy this ride, enjoy these 2.5 years. And most importantly, focus, 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 and prioritize. Understand that there is a difference between Arjuna's eyeing a fish versus Arjuna's eyeing eye of the fish. And I hope you enjoy this journey. You have a great time out there with my faculty community. I personally look forward to meeting each one of you and spending quality time out there. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind and enlightening words. Now, I would like to introduce the guest of honor, Professor Ravi Kumar, who till recently was a tenured professor of OBHR in IIM Bangalore. He holds a master's degree in psychology and parapsychology and a doctoral degree in organizational behavior. And prior to his joining IIM Bangalore in 1986, he was associated with various universities, Andhra University, Osmania University, Rampur University, and Government of India's National Institute of Small Industry Extension Training, which has been recognized as a Center of Excellence by UNESCO. Dr. Kumar has 40 years of teaching, training, consulting, and research experience in the field of organizational behavior and human resource management, in addition to wide-ranging academic administration experience. He has been recipient of fellowships from European Foundation of Management Development and Association of Management Development in South Asia. Dr. Kumar's international academic engagements include visiting professorships in SAID, Barcelona, Spain, and Department of Management, Sultan Qaboos University, apart from various short-term visiting engagements which he had. His research articles have appeared in national and international journals of repute and has presented several research articles in conferences and seminars. He has been in the governing bodies of various institutes, including IIM Bangalore, All India Board of Management Studies, National Institute of Financial Management, TAPME, to name a few. And he has been associated with the Journal Editorial Board of various journals and holds membership of American Psychology Association and Academy of Management, USA. He is currently researching on strategic institution building, transferable leadership, managing on the edge, and organization transformation. I welcome him to deliver his speech online. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a memorable day for three parties involved. Who are the three parties? Obviously, IIM Raipur. Equally obvious are all of you. I'm told you're 242, but it went down at time to 226. So it's a very, very important day to all those 226 who were digitally present and at this minute, perhaps not present. Why it's a memorable day for IIM Raipur? Perhaps this is the largest student group digitally in ePGP in the country. I don't know whether IIM Raipur has realized it. My insider information tells me that this is the largest. So it's one more feather in the cap of IIM Raipur. Congratulations. Now it's a memorable day for each one of you because you're just starting a journey. A new baby is born. It's time for you to realize that you are into a different world. We'll talk about that world in a minute. Next, for me, why it is a memorable day? Not because I'm obliging Professor Ram Kakani or younger friends at IIM Raipur. It's a memorable day because this is the largest student group of an IIM that I've addressed digitally. So all three parties, it's a memorable day. Now, why am I with you? I'm with you to just tell you the journey which began today, which is going to end after 2 years, you're going to love it. You lap it. And most importantly, as Professor Ram Kakani said, you have to leverage it. If you don't do that, it's not the failure of government, it's not the failure of IIM Raipur, it's not the failure of the technology, it's not the failure of the faculty. It's your own failure. I might sound harsh, but I thought I shall share this with you. Can I have the PowerPoint presentation, please? What I'm going to do with you on the PowerPoint presentation is simple and straight. This is going to be a precursor to your journey. You will realize the importance of it when you talk about this with those people who have not seen this. Now, you might find me as a learning accelerator. Actually, IIM Raipur itself is a learning accelerator. Now, please look at this slide. You find some digits. Can you make any sense out of it? That's exactly the objective of any learning journey. You don't find any sense of it, but the minute you find some sense out of this nonsense, that's learning. You will see the sense, keep thinking about it at the end of, that's going to be my last slide. Next one, please. Can I have the next slide, please? I'm going to give you a quick brief of, no, go back, please. Go back, you skipped a slide. Yeah, hold it there. No, move to the next one. Now, this is called remote controlled teaching. I don't have the PowerPoint with me. PowerPoint is with IIM Raipur. So you have to learn. My plight is like Prabhas or somebody else who acted in Bahubali. This is the power of digital technology. 1881 is the year in which first business school was established. They taught only undergraduate courses. We moved a long way. If you move, the first Master of Science Commerce degree came, which was a precursor, was in tech school where I taught for some time. The real MBA program was offered at Harvard in 1908. I'm skipping some of the points to help you keep you on the pace, because your EPG program is going to be racy. You have to catch up with the speed. I'm giving you a demonstration of the minimal speed. It's going to be juicy. You get lots of information and insights, and obviously it will be spicy. Now look at Pakistan established the first university MBA in Asia in 1955. The first university MBA came from Andhra University in 1956. The first MBA in Europe came from INSEAD, where I taught 2 terms. Now, what does it mean? The so-called management education, whether you call it an executive training, whether you call it an MBA, had its beginnings in 1881. So it has lasted so long, and it has changed the lives of millions of people. And I'm sure UPG will change your life. Next slide, please. Now, let's talk about the growth, the origin and the growth in India. It is purely downloaded from USA. The first PGP stands for Postgraduate Program. That's how IIMs were operating for many years, till the IIM Act came into existence. First PGP, or called MBA, came from IIM Calcutta. In 1960, we had just 2 IIMs. Now we have 20. The irony of these IIMs, of which I have been a part for almost all close to 4 decades, is that there is not much of a co-learning. There isn't much of a synergistic effects. Only thing common between IIMs is either the CAT or the IIM Act, nothing else. Next slide, please. You can look at this slide relaxedly because the print is small and it has to capture the data of all the 20 IIMs. So I'm skipping it. Please move to the next slide. Now, management education India now, it's like anybody can do. You have central universities offering MBAs. You have Indian Institute of Science, IITs and NITs offering MBAs. You have several state universities offering MBAs. You have quite a number of private universities approved by the state governments on the legislation, through a special legislation. They are offering MBAs. They are I purposely committed a mistake. Most of the deemed universities are doomed universities. They are approved by UGC. All of them, they are just an extension of a commerce departments. You have national law universities. NALSA is one. Other 2 universities are picking up. They're offering MBA. You have standalones like XLRI, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, MDI, IRMA, IMI. They're standalones. They're institutions that offer MBA programs, nothing else. They're not universities. You have lots of foreign schools, franchisees, and virtual institutions operating in India. You have independent, they claim independence, institutions. For example, International School of Management, International School of Management Education, and ISB. So in India, if you ask me, anybody can offer an MBA. And most important thing is, it happens only in India. What happens? Just after college, you can go for an MBA. Nowhere in the world, particularly not in US, unless otherwise you fulfill a very, very interesting diversity principle. Look at the terminology that exists in India: PGP, PGDBM, PGDM, ePGP, PGPX, PGPEX, MBA, EMBA, and Executive MBA. All of them coexist. We are thoroughly confused. My request for you is, you are doing an MBA program, period. Doesn't matter how you did it, doesn't matter where you did it. We'll talk about it a little later. So wipe out this confusion which is in the country from your head. Internationally, you have 3 programs: an MBA, which is open only for experienced people like you. For example, I understand that your minimum experience is 2 years and maximum is 6 years. Like anywhere in the world, like in IIMs, other IIMs, the batch is predominantly engineering. 146 out of 242. Welcome to engineers. And non-engineers need not feel that they belong to a minority. Once you're in a class, all of you are equal, right? It's pretty young group because 227 out of 242 are below 40 years. You have a demographic dividend you have to leverage, right? Come back. The duration varies from 1 year to 5 years. You'll be surprised. They are integrated 5-year programs that offer MBA. They could be full-time, part-time, weekend. Some people say the spelling is wrong. It should be weekend, not W-E-E-K, but you will become weak, W-E-E-K, E-A-K at the end. No, that's not the idea. Modular. Now, how people get admission? The tests are varying. CAT, GMAT, GRE, MAT, Atma, Paramatma. Paramatma does not exist. Just for the fun, I said it. And their own independent tests. Admission criteria varies from IIM to IIM. For example, among all 20 IIMs, they might use CAT, but they don't have the same admission criteria. That's the strength of an IIM. Instruction model differs, and no evidence is there till to date globally whether one is better than the other. Physical, residential, correspondence, distance, digital with a physical module like ePGP. One thing is certain, MBA helps in building inclusive society. It's a great patriotic gesture if a student goes for an MBA. You have proved your patriotism by registering yourself in ePGP. Congratulations. Now, why many people do MBA? Very, very simple. Very, very simple. MBA is believed to be an accelerating career catalyst or a career builder. Now, the 2 kinds of people that come to MBA, people who are just fresh after BA, MBA type, after BE, MBA type, they are driven by gullibility. Why? Because they do it because of social pressure, hoping for better employment. You know the reality? Most of the MBA students, they end up becoming a glorified clerk or a kind of slightly inflatedly paid salesman. What about people who are working? For them, as Professor Ram Kakani has mentioned, it is supposed to fulfill either of these 2 objectives: career enhancement, career shift. In some instance, it happens. Let me tell you, whether career enhancement or career shift happens or not, I firmly believe it happens. My experience tells me it happens. You will be a different human being after doing your MBA program. Again, I'm telling you, I'm using the MBA because it may be ePGP, doesn't matter. Right? Next, please. Now, MBA is supposed to help you to get on and stay on the success path. But what is this success? Right? My research tells me success could be either subjective or organizational. I might think I've achieved something, but the organization might not think so. Organization might see me as a kind of a great guy. I might not think so. Please understand the 2 sides to success. Similarly, there are other 3 sides which you have to pay attention. How to attain success, how to retain the success, and how to re-attain the success. My cross-cultural research tells me that success is determined by 4 factors. And the last factor is the least important factor according to me. The first factor is exposure. What would ePGP MBA gives you? It improves your exposure. It increases your exposure. Second, you have to put in a hell lot of hard work. Kushito nasti durbhiksham. That means if all of us put hard work, there'll be no famine at all. So what matters is hard work to get in, to stay on, and to get out. So first one is exposure, second one is effort, third one is endurance. Endurance is ability to wait for things to happen. However fast you might do, you can't cut down the cycle time. There are many things. The natural cycle time cut down, you cannot cut down. Right? So please understand, endurance is one of the most important things for all of us for success. The last one is UDP. It's not a new political party. UDP means in social anthropology, undefinable phenomenon. Since all of you have work experience, I'll give you one simple example from working life. You know what is UDP? Your colleague gets a promotion. You can't understand how he got it. Nobody can explain how he got it. Neither your boss can explain, nor your HR fellows can explain, nor the guy who got the promotion can explain, nor you can explain. That is UDP. In simple terms, we call this as fate, kundali, luck, fortune. Next slide, please. Look at these organizations. Do they ring any bell? You take this picture and show it to your boss very carefully. Yeah? He may not be able to identify more than one or two. You take this to a youngster, somebody who is 15, 20 years old. He will identify all these five. Some of you may identify all of them. Some of you may not identify. Let me help you. Next slide, please. Now you got the answer. They're very interesting organizations. What is so interesting about them? Next slide, please. All of them are less than 25 years old. This is one interesting aspect. Second one. Next slide, please. Look at this. Facebook, the most popular in social media, does not create any content at all. It is created by you and me. Uber, they have a taxi company, but they don't have any vehicles on their own. Airbnb, they don't have a single inventory. Alibaba, inventory, sorry. Airbnb, it's the largest accommodation provider. They don't have a single real estate. You know about Bitcoin, I don't have to mention anything. Shall we move to the next slide, please? Look at these organizations. I'm sure, if not now, after your 2-year MBA, you would like to join one of the companies. They are the most desirable companies, US companies, spread outside US, and the most wanted companies. I want you to realize something interesting in all these organizations. Next slide, please. These are all either the current CEOs of these organizations, and some of them are ex-CEOs. And all of them are Indians. What does that mean? We have innate talent, but which requires a kind of a facilitating context. If it is there, we'll do wonders, and world will respect us. You know what facilitating context I'm talking about? Next slide, please. Look at them. All of them have done an MBA. Some have done twice. Like Ravi Kakani is saying that I would like to do another PhD. Fine, why not? All of them have done an MBA. Right? That does not mean that if you do an MBA, you'll be as great as them. No. It has to be within you, not just the program that you do. Right? MBA is an accelerator. That's what I want you to understand. It's kind of an aphrodisiac, if I may use the word. Next slide, please. No, all of us want to be successful, but why only some of us are successful? What happens to us when we are successful? The minute you taste success, you give credit for yourself, but don't give credit to anything other than you. You fail to give credit to your spouse. You fail to give credit to your children. You fail to give credit to your alma mater. You fail to give credit to your teachers. You fail to give credit to the Prime Minister. Once we are successful, either randomly, either by luck, what we do is we try to show the same behavior. Hence, we develop a style. When your style becomes a habit, it becomes your fixed favorite style, which leads to you becoming a style victim. You become a star, but not an actor. You become a star, but not an actor. You will have the star power to pull a film, but it cannot run for long. What do we do when we are in organizations? When we become a style victim? We operate on our own style in every situation, using the power and authority we have, and we change the context. As a result, we fail in organizations. Hence, we become less successful. So be careful whenever you experience success, don't allow it to lead to a particular style of behavior. Next one, please. ePGP offers 3 vital managerial skills, often ignored but easy to learn. Reflecting. Can I look into an issue all by myself from a detached view? It may be about me, but can I see it in a mirror? The image in the mirror. It's your own image. Can I look at an issue detaching from an individual? This is what we call it as reflecting. The power of an MBA program is not in what is taught, is not in how it is taught, but it is how it is learned. Can I realize it through relating? This is my position. What is my other colleague's position? Can I look at my co-partner's position who is of a different gender? Can I look at a person who is younger to me? So you realize your answer is this, but you have to develop a curiosity. What is others' answer? You realize your value, your worthiness by relating. The third one is what we call it as reorienting. Can I change my internal DNA system? Can I change the way I think, the way I feel, the way I act? MBA gives you a fantastic opportunity. I call them as the 3 colors of our national flag. Next one, please. I can give you a guarantee, irrespective of what elective you go for, whatever core courses you learn, you will become an empowered learner. What do you mean by empowered learner? You become very proactive. You're open to change and challenge. Instantly, if some of the students have children, you will become a better father. Watch my words. Because you're open to change and challenge. Now we are not open for changing and challenging. We force our ways on our children. You're open to change thanks to the program that is in place. You become more assertive, responsible, most importantly, self-directed. You do not work for anybody. You work for yourself. Right? Next slide, please. I skipped the last point, but let me just touch one aspect of it. You learn to learn from your mistakes. Your entire perspective about mistakes will undergo a change. All these days, we think mistakes are bad to be avoided. By doing an MBA program, you realize a person who does work only commits mistakes. जो साला काम करता है वही गलती करता है. Now, once you realize your mistake, you have earned a right to commit a new mistake. That's the beauty of it. To explore the building system, ecosystem for success, you're bound to get all these skills in your MBA program. You will be surprised, though I listed down, they are very, very useful. The last but one, I will tell you, the experiential. The pedagogy in this course is not going to be what you have experienced. Doesn't matter what is the subject. It is going to be eclectic. You will experience it. I will not tell you, but I can tell you, each one of you are coming to the ePGP with a bag. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. You have 5 bags full. Your work experience. That will force you to experiment. What you could not do in your organization life by thought, action, and feeling, MBA program gives you an opportunity. That's the beauty of an MBA program. Next one, please. What will be the learning cycle in ePGP? Very simple. The first stage you are now. You're unconscious of your incompetence. When faculty members were introduced, I'm sure you just got exposed to some words for the first time in the world. Developmental economics, valuation of companies. Before this, you might haven't heard. Now, you know what you don't know now. So you move to second stage, you're conscious of what you don't know. From that stage, you move by putting lots of effort to a stage called conscious competence. With hard work, you develop competence. But anybody in your family, anybody in an organization can make out that you have not become a master. You have not attained mastery. You will attain this mastery and then it becomes unconscious. Now, it doesn't matter which subject. You might study marketing, you might study quantitative methods, operations, OB separately. But there is nothing called in an organization, this is an OB issue or marketing issue. It's a management issue. Your unconscious competence helps you to view it from a multi-directional perspective. The next one, please. Your journey is going to be very, very fascinating. All these years, we had only single source of learning. You move to multiple sources. Teacher is not the only source of learning. You are a fantastic reporter of experience. You are a source of learning. Your other students are a source of learning. Google Mama is a source of learning, a source of knowledge. YouTube is another source of knowledge. So you realize the value of multiple sources. MIT's OpenCourseware is a source of learning. Then, all these years you're exposed to what is called teaching-centric or teacher-centric. This MBA program is not going to be like that. It is going to be student-centric. What you get depends upon what vessel you carry to Ganges. The bigger the vessel, more the water. It is going to shift from information-driven to the reservoir of insights. What is in the book will never be covered in the class. What is covered in the class will never find it in a book. That's going to be a challenge. You realize the value of beyond classroom learning, not just classroom learning. That's the greatness of MBA program. Most of the MBA programs of IIMs are a stand apart. They're above other programs because they're all residential. Please understand. Here, it may not be residential, but there's a constant force that binds you together. That's the beauty of it, beyond classroom learning. After your classroom learning, you might interact, and I strongly advise you to interact with your batchmates. Use technology. Differentiate between heat and light. Not how long you spoke, how sensibly you spoke. That makes a difference. You will develop what is called a bifocal view, both the short and long-term perspectives. This is called bifocal view. I mentioned about eclectic pedagogy. You will fall flat, I'm telling you, with lots of respect, the way you realize how you learned, not the way you taught. That is the impact of the way it is taught. Next one, please. What is the brief for success? Has it enhanced the value? Has it maximized the capacity? The next one, please. You have to click. Professor Kakani talked about legitimacy. No, please go back, Stay there for a minute. 3 important things. Have you added value? Have you enhanced the value in whatever you do? Have you worked to your maximum capacity? Have I increased my legitimacy and support? These 3 define success both in life as well as in organizations. The next slide, please. They are the impacting factors. These are the three impacting factors on peace, harmony, happiness, and transition, transformation. Environment and environment, the kind of environment we live in. Those are governmental and societal. Second one is enterprises. The third one is executives, you. Now, MBA helps you to impacting all the three. It will impact you, it will impact the enterprise, and will impact the environment called government and societal. The next one, please. Now look at the earlier figure I shown you. I just broke it into and changed the order. 20 IIMs, 242 ePGP participants, and today is 11th December 22. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Please close the PowerPoint presentation. I am leaving the copy of this PowerPoint presentation with IIM Raipur with a humble request to share it with you as quickly as possible. ePGP is a completely different ballgame. You realize how useless is the PowerPoint when you don't see the point. You realize you learn at your pace. I also request IIM Raipur to make the copy of this available. I understand it's already in YouTube. You can download it. Otherwise, they'll give you a link. The advantage of this is you can watch it. You can leverage it whenever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, and IIM Raipur, thank you once again.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words. Now, may I invite on stage Professor Dhananjay Bapat for delivering the vote of thanks.
I extend sincere gratitude to Professor Ravi Kumar, who has walked through in terms of the evaluation of management education and executive management education, that is executive MBA program. Thanks a lot for your wonderful presentation, and thanks a lot for your great guidance. I extend sincere gratitude to our director, Professor Kumar Kakani, for guiding us for this event. His constant guidance and ideas help us a lot. For example, when we are organizing this event, he came up with a very wonderful idea that why not to have a presentation where involvement of area chairs. So thanks. I mean, this is a very may appear to be very small, but it makes a great difference. It makes a great impact. Thanks, sir, for your. We had eminent speakers. We had extremely thankful to Sumit ji for taking his time. My thanks are also due to Professor Kamal Jain, Dean Academics, Professor Sumit Gupta, Dean External, and Colonel Harindra Tripathi, who is with us right now, who have given a constant source of academic and administrative support. ePGP program, there is a great contribution by our chairperson admissions, Professor Mohit Goswami. Before taking up this position, he was also a chairperson ePGP program. So I thank him, his team, and IIM Raipur family who work with dedication in supporting admissions. My thanks to ePGP committee, faculty committee, and special thanks to Professor Rajiv for accepting my request and anchoring this event. Thanks a lot, sir. ePGP office consists of Dr. Madhu, Shri Abhiranjan Jha, Shri Mohammad Nazar. They have put tremendous effort. I request you all to recognize their efforts. My sincere gratitude to area chairs for sparing your valuable time and introducing about your area, which otherwise would have been difficult for any other person. So my sincere thanks from my bottom of my heart to the area chairs as well as the faculty colleagues who are here for their continued support. In this program, we organized a panel discussion when ePGP Batch 1 was here, and the title of the panel discussion was Hybrid Work Structure. So this program, we had in kind of a hybrid mode. Presentations happened in offline, as well as the guest of honor, as well as the Sumit ji was there on an online mode. We thank here our IT team consisting of Priyank ji, consisting of Shakib ji, consisting of Digambar ji, consisting of Dhaniram, who have put tremendous efforts in ensuring a smooth connectivity. My sincere thanks to them. My sincere thanks to Administrative Office. My sincere thanks to Accounts Office and all offices of IIM Raipur. My thanks to our friends from Housekeeping and Gardening team who keep our campus neat, clean, as well as green. So my request to all ePGP students to, whenever you get an opportunity, kindly visit our campus. My thanks to our catering team for arranging refreshments after this event, and kindly forgive me if I missed any names. In the last, I would like to say, किस कदर धन्यवाद दूं, किस कदर धन्यवाद दूं, आज तो अल्फाज मुश्किल से मिलते हैं. किस कदर धन्यवाद दूं, आज तो अल्फाज मुश्किल से मिलते हैं. आज का माहौल इतना खुशनुमा ना होता अगर आप जैसे लोग ऑनलाइन और ऑफलाइन में यहाँ ना मिलते. थैंक यू वेरी मच. धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद टू ऑल ऑफ यू.